With 2025 now kicked off, it's the perfect time to get serious about building your financial future. Whether you're just getting started or you're looking to refine your money habits, the steps I'm about to share will help you build a strong foundation. In today's video, we're going to cover everything from reviewing the past year to building a budget, or what I like to call an intentional spending plan, to planning for your retirement and your future self. These steps are simple but powerful and will help you to build a good foundation. So grab yourself a pen and paper, get comfortable and ready to take some notes, because today we're going to set you up for financial success in 2025. Let's get into it. Before we can plan for 2025, it's crucial that we take some time to review 2024. What were your biggest wins of 2024? Maybe you paid off a credit card, or maybe you bought your first home. Take some time to celebrate these achievements because they're proof that you're making progress. Now take some time to think about what didn't go so well. Were there some unexpected expenses that popped up, or did you overspend in some areas? Understanding your setbacks and what went wrong in 2024 isn't about beating yourself up. It's about learning from these. This reflection time will help you to understand what patterns have been in place and help you to build a better plan for moving forward. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to your money. Take some time now to pause here and jot down your wins and learnings for 2024. Once you finish reviewing 2024, it's time to start setting some goals for 2025 and the year ahead. We're not just going to be setting any old goals, we're going to be setting SMART goals. This means that your goals are going to be specific, they're going to be measurable, they're going to be actionable, they're going to be relevant, and they're also going to be time bound. For example, instead of just saying, I want to save money, we're going to be saying, I want to save $10,000 by the 31st of December, 2025. I'm going to achieve this by setting aside $834 a month. See the difference between these two goals? When your goals are clear and actionable, it's easier for you to stick to them. So take some time now to think about what matters most to you and what you're wanting to achieve this year. Some ideas could be building an emergency fund, saving for a holiday, or even saving your deposit to buy your first home. Write down your top 3 priorities and then break them down into actionable steps. By doing this, it makes your big goals feel even more achievable. Make sure you put your goals somewhere that you can see them regularly, and this will help you to stay on track. Once you've worked out what goals you're working on for your finances, it's time to move on to the next step. This is going to be budgeting so that you can actually hit those goals. Now, a budget doesn't have to feel like a punishment. It's actually a tool for your freedom. I like to call it an intentional spending plan instead of a budget, because this is you being in control and telling your money where it's going. Start by listing your income and then also adding in all your fixed expenses, so things like your rent, utilities, and groceries. Once your fixed expenses are laid out, then you need to allocate any funds to savings, debt repayment, or investments. If you need help with this, I actually have a free template that you can download and fill out below. Be honest with yourself about your spending. By not being honest, you're only holding yourself back. Look for areas where you could potentially cut back so that you can hit your goals without depriving yourself. For example, could you cut back on the takeout or cancel any subscriptions that you're not currently using? The purpose of this is to align your spending with your values and the financial goals that you're trying to achieve. When every dollar has a purpose, you'll feel much more in control of your finances. So moving on to our next step now, and that is to review our emergency fund. If there's one thing we can learn from the past, it's that life is unpredictable. That's why having an emergency fund is so important. It can stop you going further into debt and act as a safety net for any of those life mishaps that happen. Now, if you don't already have one, don't panic. Let's start small and aim to save $1,000. Your aim for your emergency fund should be to save between 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This fund is going to be your safety net for anything unexpected like medical bills, car repairs, and things like that. Keep this money in a separate savings account so that it's not there available for spending. For me personally, I keep my emergency fund at a totally different bank to my usual everyday bank. This way for me, it's out of sight, out of mind, it's tucked away and there should I need it one day. Remember, every little bit that you save adds up. Even saving $20 a week will slowly add up and build up over time. Our next step today is to review our current debt position. Now, if you don't have any debt, then give yourself a big pat on the back and move on to the next step. But if you've got some debt, stick around and hear me out. Now, I've been there and I know that debt can feel overwhelming, but having a plan will make it manageable. Start by listing out all your debts, including the balances that are owing, the minimum repayments, and the current interest rates. Once you've got all your debt laid out in front of you, you then need to choose a repayment method that's going to work for you. Now, there's 2 strategies or methods here. The The first one is called the snowball method. This one focuses on paying your smallest balance first so that you get those quick wins and you feel motivated to keep going and paying off the debt. The other method or strategy is called the avalanche method, and this is where you focus on paying down the debt with the highest interest rate first so that you save more money in the long run. Whichever method you choose, commit to it and stay consistent. If possible, you can speed this up by looking for ways to make more money. Perhaps you can start a side hustle to pay down your debt, or have a look around your home and see if there's any items that you don't need that you could sell for some extra cash. Reducing your debt not only improves your financial health, but it frees up your money in the future to focus on those other big financial goals that are really important to you. Our next step today is one that's for our future selves. KiwiSaver is one of the most powerful tools that you can have in place for building your financial future. Firstly, check that you're contributing enough to get your full employer's match. Some employers out there match more than just the 3%, so some match 4%, and I've even seen one that matches 8%. You want to make sure you're contributing the same amount as your employer can match. Your employer's contribution is basically free money. If you're in a position to do so, to increase your contributions, even by 1%, it can all add up and make a big difference in the long run. The next thing you want to review is your KiwiSaver fund type. Are you in the right fund for your goals and age and stage in life? You also need to make sure that your KiwiSaver fund type is aligned with your risk tolerance and your time frames. For example, if you're younger and you've got loads of time before your retirement, then you might want to consider a more riskier fund like a growth fund. Retirement might feel like it's a lifetime away, but the earlier you start planning, the better off you're going to be in the long run. Now, I am a fully qualified KiwiSaver advisor, so if you'd like a free review, please get in touch and we can sit down and talk about it together. Here's another step for your future selves. However, this step should only be undertaken once you've got your fully funded emergency fund in place and you've paid down and cleared out your debt. Now, this step is about investing, which is one of the best ways that you can grow your wealth. The main thing with investing is to start small and stay consistent. If you're new to investing, consider starting with something simple and make sure you do your research before you get started. There's a really great book that I recommend and it's called Girls That Invest. Now, this book is not just for girls, but it is targeted for females, and it's all about getting started with investing. It's one book that I highly recommend to everyone who's new to investing and looking to get started. I'll link this down below in the description if you'd like to get a copy and start your investing journey. The important thing is to get started. Even if you're going to start small, just make sure you stay consistent. 2025 is your chance to take control of your finances and get excited about your life. By taking the time to reflect on your past, review your budget or create a budget, set some really clear goals, and then plan for your future, you're going to get ahead financially. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about making progress. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe and share it with someone else that might find it useful. Let me know down in the comments which step you're starting with today. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.